Hello again and welcome to Pearl Magazine. Elderly people in Hong Kong, especially those living alone, like to collect abandoned items on the street. Many see them as trash, but to some old folks, they're valuables to be kept safe at home. This treasure trove of trash poses health and hygiene issues. It seems the reasons behind this scavenger behavior is more psychological than practical need.
嗰啲小動物嚟，唔驚，一感覺到有嘢班人喺度，即刻拍佢，拍死佢。執咗成10年，我行過經過見垃圾桶，終於有用啊執，所以越堆越多。
佢可能見到呢啲嘅垃圾嘅時候，佢唔會覺得係垃圾。
分隻俾你，有50隻，想有人買嘅，垃圾賣出。
哇，好臭啊！
Sốt mì đã mèo mày cha, thì mà có mà học phải sao rạch ra.
高菇留得幾多？
目標係執到一條路俾婆婆。呢度好多垃圾啊！呢度我見到都好攰啊。
習慣咗咁樣瞓咯。
執佢就係自己嘅幸福啊嘛。
70-year-old Chak Kay has been living in this public housing unit for 20 years. All corners of the flat are filled with his treasures, most of which he's taken from the streets.
I have 7 to 8 saucepans and 5 to 6 DVD players. I picked them up and put them here. I got more and more. These toothbrushes, $1 each. They can be used for 5 years. There are 10 of them. They cost $3 in shops.
He doesn't want to throw away any of his treasure. To him, all of it can be sold for money.
Those two aren't working anymore. I'll sell them later. This is copper, about 4 or 5 kilos. Those are copper from bins and is very heavy. All this, $30, $40.
It's Chak Kay's daily routine to go on a treasure hunt at refuse collection points. He once found a phone here.
It's this one. I paid $150 to fix it. The screen doesn't work. I got it here. At night, there's a lot of rubbish in bags. I open them up to see what's inside.
Chak Kay was not a scavenger in the past. He retired over 10 years ago and stopped having an income. It was then that he started to rummage through rubbish and look for things that he could sell to help make ends meet. He views his collection as precious. He's been doing this for years, and his street finds have taken over the entire flat. He has to climb over them to use the loo. From sunrise to sunset, Chak Kay sits in his flat full of garbage when he's not out scavenging.
I listen to radio a lot. I also go on YouTube and Facebook. I sleep like this. My head and torso are on the bed, legs are on the stool. It's been this way for a decade. I've gotten used to it already. It's not bad here. It's better than those in subdivided flats. Those are like hell.
Under the Housing Authority's housing estates management system, if the accumulation of refuse or waste within leased premises generates offensive smells and causes a hygiene nuisance, the residents concerned will receive a warning and must take care of it within 14 days. Otherwise, points will be deducted and that unit could be reclaimed. On private properties, the FEHD can issue a letter demanding residents clear up the rubbish in the flat.
I used to pick old cardboard boxes, scrap metal, anything. I just sell them at random. I got this fork as support. I can't seem to get up there to retrieve stuff.
83-year-old Hua has been living here for over 60 years. It used to be where her husband's family business was based. 30 years ago, her husband passed away. She continued to live here, and she started scavenging to make a living. But the accumulation of things has drawn unwelcome guests.
They bit everything into pieces. The rats, there was over a dozen of rats. Now that I've got a cat, the rats are gone. I got the cat as a massive favor. It's one of the kittens of a friend's cat. I was given one. It's from an old neighbor who's very kind to me.
In 2015, Hua had a stroke which really affected her mobility. She struggles to clean her flat. Often when she wants to get some food, she has to climb over hills of rubbish. After much difficulty, she made it to her kitchen, only to discover that all her food had turned bad and inedible.
I don't want this. It smells rotten. It's from the day before yesterday. Hungry? I don't even know. I'm very confused.
There's nothing to eat at home. Hua can only wait for Ken to buy her food when he gets home. Ken started working when he was about 15, doing various jobs. Recently, Hua has been poorly, so Ken is working part-time in a restaurant near home so he can look after his mom. The two have always lived together, but that doesn't mean they always get along. Ken complains that his mother keeps bringing home trash, but Hua argues that half of what they have at home belongs to Ken.
These are all his. It's none of my business. He took those back.
Took? I pay for those. It's second-hand. I'm trying to save every penny possible.
Ken, who's now in his 40s, was very into claw cranes for stuffed toys. They're all over the flat. The more he has, the less motivated he is to tidy.
I don't know. I'm troubled by this. I don't feel happy about it. It's useless to bring so many back.
A flat full of old homeware and electrical appliances. Today, Chak K finally decides to sell some of his finds.
Selling the plates and the fan. The vendors are selling them at $5. I'll charge him $1 or maybe $1.50. A fan for around $65 to $70.
Over a decade ago, Chak K retired and has been relying on the $4,000 from CSSA. He started scavenging to make some money.
I sold them for $50 for 47 plates. I'm quite happy.
Chak K says he's done well today. Unfortunately, no one was interested in the fan, even with a price cut. Having rushed about this afternoon, Chak K made $50. He can buy 2 pieces of fish for several meals. But he wasn't able to sell the fan, which means he has no extra money for fruit.
Those mangoes from Pakistan, there are 6 in a box for $90. They're very good. I buy some whenever I have money.
In 1973, Chak came to Hong Kong from Guangzhou by himself. The following year, he was diagnosed with schizophrenia.
I came to Hong Kong in 1973. I've worked as an apprentice in interior renovation, a furniture mover, a cleaner, a cook. Later on, I joined my dad's cousin's studio as an apprentice photographer. He said I was ill and sent me to the doctors on High Street. I've been taking medication till now.
Chak Kay has been admitted to Castle Peak and Kwai Chung hospitals. When he was discharged, he worked as an outsourced cleaner at a sheltered workshop, earning about $2,000 a month. In 2006, he took early retirement because of health issues. He has no family in Hong Kong now, and he's very shy with few friends.
August 1st, 1999, back then I was cleaning buses and sheltered workshops. I'm not good with people. I don't know how to interact with others. That's my weakness.
For over a decade, Chak Kay has been living this way. He says he's gotten used to it, but the seasonal changes of weather exacerbates the issue of cockroaches. He's deeply troubled by this.
I have no idea why they'd hop around. They shouldn't do that. They crawl, the small cockroaches especially. When I lie down, if it's at my feet, I'll beat it to death immediately and throw it away.
With a house full of miscellaneous objects, he can't tidy everything up by himself.
If I were to clear this, I should do this in 2 to 3 days. The other day I cleared away 5 bags of paper. I have 2 bags now, but I wasn't feeling well halfway through that, so I stopped. I don't understand why I can't seem to get this done.
After the break, the tough task volunteers face in helping the elderly clean up their flats. Stay with us. Welcome back to Pearl Magazine. For those old people hoarding the trash they scavenge off the streets, broken appliances, old furniture, bric-a-brac, the accumulation can make it almost impossible to move around inside their homes. There is also the health hazard from expired food they're unwilling to throw away. Luckily, there are volunteers who can help them clean up their flats.
總之我哋記住3點鐘，我哋真係要清咗間屋，係啦 ，OK。
咁見到嗰啲寵物咧，揸住佢，見到就噴。
你好啊，係今日幫你清屋嘅，係我哋義工，係啦，清咗嘅，好。
70-year-old Chak Kay has a house full of miscellaneous objects that has not been cleaned for years. Cockroaches have become his roommates.
A lot of cockroaches crawl onto me. I hope that after the cleanup, there won't be any more cockroaches.
Social worker Shuk Yan Yun has been following Chak Kay's case. She's aware that he can't clean up his flat because of his health issues, so she's gotten a team of volunteers to help out. All volunteers have full-time jobs. They volunteer to help clean up other people's flats on their days off. In the past 6 years, they've cleaned up over 100 flats. Gary, the coordinator of the cleanup, organized 9 volunteers to start working in different parts of the flat.
In fact, once you're in, you'll definitely notice the rotten smell and how damp the place is. He could easily slip, and of course there are hygiene issues. He hasn't washed this after eating. It's become a breeding ground for bugs.
10幾年冇洗嘅沙石，屎嚟㗎！
見到好多煲啊，真係好多煲。
咩嚟㗎呢個？
光管要啊，嗰
好得呢度上邊全部問咗你先，陣間。
嗰周要㗎，嗰周嗰筆掃把咁樣轉咗咪用得咯？唔要啦，唔要啦，唔要啦，唔用得啦。
係啊係啊，嗱望下好咯，佢哋影咪仲好。
Chak Kay is upset that the volunteers are getting rid of his hard-found treasure.
I'm worried that something important will be lost.
做嘅嘢唔要得啊！你信我啦。
你頭先嗰啲嘢咧擺咗幾耐啊？
擺成10幾年。
擺10幾年有冇用㗎？
間中用。
笑下笑口冇用啦。
He is really worried that we will throw away the wrong things, or he will be in two minds even after we have thrown some things away. It happens, but he still listens to us. We have to take his feelings and emotional state into consideration. We can communicate effectively through very understanding social workers. I'm all sweaty now and haven't eaten in 8 hours. It's worthwhile, at least I believe that his living environment is better for the next 10 years.
In just one morning, volunteers have cleared out over 100 bags of rubbish from Chakke's flat. Gary hopes that the government or welfare organizations will provide emotional support in addition to short-term services, such as basic home cleaning. Otherwise, people like Chakke could easily revert to their old habits.
In the past decade or so, he has been leading a rather solitary life. He really needs people around him to help remind him. Are there other people, in addition to social workers, who could visit him?
Having cleared out the unusable items, the volunteers also give Chakke some secondhand furniture. The flat has had a complete facelift.
It's much more comfortable and I'm much happier. It's no longer in tatters. I promise I won't scavenge for things anymore. It's just going to take up space.
婆婆，我係社工啊，阮姑娘啊，我而家咁樣入嚟可以嗬？
Social worker Shukyan Yun is visiting Wa today. In the past 30-odd years, she has been a scavenger and has accumulated numerous bits and bobs in her flat. She suffered from a stroke before and tripped over some of her collection, twisting her ankle.
你個腳而家腫到咁咯，有冇試過睇急症呢？冇啊。
Wa's leg is still swollen. Ken, her son who lives with her, is hardly ever home. Shukyan suggests moving Wa into a care home.
因為嗰度咧，佢幫你搞晒啲飯餐，你又瞓得好啲，個人有氣力啲，你先翻到嚟慢慢執嘢㗎。
仲得唔相似狗竇啊？
唔及狗竇。
垃圾攰晒自己嘅丈夫啊嘛。
Hoarding gives them a sense of security which can't be found anywhere else. It takes a long time for us to get to know them to understand why they hoard things.
Miss Yun has been persuading her for an hour, but Wa is still not interested in tidying her flat. Her son Ken is also very stressed, as he struggles to convince his mother as well.
係啊。 照顧佢可能都會有啲壓力啊，係嘛？有時唔知點算，同埋個人都會即係慌失失咁樣啊。
Since her stroke 6 years ago, Wa has to go for follow-up consultations every few months. Recently, she's been suffering from a swollen leg and diarrhea. The doctor has sent her for a full body check. After the consult, Wa has to be hospitalized. Ken hopes his mom can recover soon and come home.
It feels weird not to have her around. Even the cat notices, I think. She's smiling, probably missing Mom. Not seeing her makes me miss her.
Back then, it was near this street where I saw her. I was off work and saw her pushing a cart with a huge pile of cardboard boxes. I was taller than her, so I pushed it with her. In such a prosperous city live scavengers like them. Their homes are rubbish dumps, and they cannot handle their possessions.
Tommy is a neighbor of Wa's. While Wa is hospitalized, she urges Ken to tidy up the flat to avoid another accident. On this night, she's asked some friends to help out, or at least make a clear path for Wah to walk through the flat after she's discharged.
你使唔使執好嗰個位俾婆婆瞓覺喎？即係唔係坐喺度瞓，而係真係瞓喺嗰張墊褥嗰度。
You could say that they did this to themselves by taking a lot of rubbish back, but did we ever consider why they're doing this? It's perhaps because no one's looking after or caring for them.
我好似見到個地下係軟腍腍，定係衫嚟㗎？
而家執咗咁耐，2、3個鐘頭個地下都未見到係地下乜嘢。
好攰啊！完全係好似100%都執唔到。
I can't thank her enough. I'm so lazy about this in the past. But now, for Mum, I tidy up the flat for better living. I must try it, there's no choice. I have to.
So I got 3 chairs, a fan. I'll put out 2 chairs and 2 fans. I also got some pipes. These are $20-odd a kilogram.
4 months after the big cleanout, Chak Kay is starting to refill his flat with newfound treasure. Miss Yun has been following Chak Kay's hoarding situation. She hopes that the government will invest more resources into looking after the psychological needs of these scavenger cases.
Someone could talk to them and find out on a psychological level what made them start a hoarding habit and help them build new habits and social circles. This takes a long time.
His rubbish-filled flat has turned into a comfortable home. For now, Chak Kay is not living among piles of trash and hopes that for the rest of his life, he can lead a simple and happy life here.
I want to go online to get to know more friends. Living in a care home means looking after myself by myself. I won't have much freedom being trapped there. I can go out freely now. I enjoy this more.
That's Pearl Magazine for this week. Thanks for joining us. Next week, we find out just how small residential flats can get in Hong Kong and what the government can do about these nano flats. See you then. Bye for now.